I graduated from the Faculty of Education at York University in 2012, and I was in the B.Ed program. I was going part-time, so I did it over 3 years. I had already done an honors BA and a master's at York, which finished in '99. So a friend of mine, we started an organization in Canada. It's part of a worldwide organization called the Comic Book Project, and we have a website. I'll send along to you. And we were invited into TDSB schools to work with reluctant readers and writers. And so many of them at the beginning are like, Mr. Von Vulte, I can't read. I hate language arts. Like you just see the pain. Look, even worse than math, right? I teach math too. It's quite fine, but what they were lacking was this experiential component, and that's very easy to achieve in something like social studies and science. You conduct an experiment, you handle artifacts. The great ones will do this, with teaching that. But with language arts, you've got to dig a little bit deeper. So I would have these guys develop characters, and then we developed a sequential book that looks like a comic book with all of its panels, but not with any content. So they would develop the character first, and we'd have a character sheet and everything like that. And it's so funny how the whole story, it's usually an origin story, but we tackle different things, develops from there. And then they love writing and they really get into it. There is a tremendous amount of groundwork before we even open that book and say, okay, chapter 1, right? So what does that do? That gives students a real comfort zone as, well, maybe I do understand this book, or I need to read more now, right? You're drawing them in, but you're informing them as well. And it's a super approach. And there's a bunch of assignments that you can do all prior to actually getting into that book. And experiential teaching is such a big deal with me. Instead of students just doing pen to paper, we know there's all these different intelligence. Everybody knows that who's in teaching, but are we really engaging these? And the answer should be yes, we should be. My own experience, I think. When I see my students, I think anyone who is very passionate about teaching sees elements of themselves in their students. And it's really interesting is by the end of the year, you see your echo in those students. And I still have students who are now in their 20s writing back to me, asking me things, about that. So you kind of know you've done something. And I think one of the most important things as a teacher is that you have to show them that you are struggling with your own issues. You're not perfect. Being recently handicapped, yeah, I think they see that too, but I don't give up, right? I'm a very busy person, and giving up is not not my playbook. No way. I think, again, if I were to leave you with anything, like how I benefited from the Faculty of Education, and this is again, I think, determined on character too. There are a lot of people out there who, and the Faculty of Education taught me this, who need to exercise a great deal of humility with education. And they have to give themselves time to understand the lessons that are being taught in the faculty.